Okay, here we go. Got this thing. So I want to start off the stream, just while we wait people to get in here, by saying how completely ridiculous the concept of finals is. And I think I go about this, we've been doing this for a while. I think I've done this every time I go through finals. But it is ridiculous to put I have 4 finals of the toughest classes I've ever had in 3 days. That is just the worst. But I think it's a bad concept and needs to be scrapped. And kids need to have like 3 days at least to study for an exam. I don't know, just me.
Okay.
Okay, what's up everyone? Welcome. Bungie was a little bit late. Good morning, vegan cheese. Yeah, I guess. Bungie was a little bit late, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So this is the Last Word Podcast something episode. We are going to be discussing the final changes, pretty much, that we're going to find out about going into the Warmind in this one. Looks like pretty good stuff. Joined as always by Jay-Z Basketball, my co-host.
What is up?
What's up? What's up? All right, I'm excited for this. I'm officially on the hype train. I have one more exam tomorrow at noon. After that, I am completely Destiny-oriented. It's going to be the greatest. I cannot wait. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and get into it, man. I'm so excited, Jay-Z. I'm so excited.
I'm starting to get excited. Like, I try to keep it to, like, I try not to get too overhyped. Because, I've been let down before. Not by Bungie, but, just DLCs in general.
Yeah.
Games. Like, so I try to keep an even keel.
With how open it, like, looking back at, like, Curse of Osiris, I get where we went wrong. Like, saying stuff was going to be in there that very clearly was never confirmed. I'm really excited about this because Bungie has been so open. Everything is, this is going to be in there. This is what we're looking at. In the last 2 days, we've gotten, like, 4 lore posts. We've gotten a comic. We've gotten 2, like, developer talks. Like, they know what we want. And I'm pretty excited, man. So we're going to go through this. This week at Bungie, we're counting down the minutes until Warmind. In recent months, a series of updates for Destiny 2 has added some quality of life improvements to the game. On May 8th, we'll deliver even more. Tuesday cannot come soon enough. And then they talk about what comes with Season 3 and what comes with Expansion 2. Cheers to Vicarious Visions for their passion and dedication to the craft of creating an amazing experience for players. They've been wonderful partners with us on this journey. With Destiny 2 PC and Warmind under our collective belts, we're excited about the future of this collaboration. Before you see their contribution to the world of Destiny, Brent Gibson has a message from his team. And so Brent Gibson, I believe, is the leader, the creative director over at Vicarious Visions. I can talk. And he's just excited about it. That's not information though, so let's skip it. They talk about the lore. If you guys have not read the comic, I would recommend doing it. It's very, very good. A lot better than the Osiris ones, in my opinion. I don't think I posted that in the clan chat, so you probably didn't read it, right, Jay-Z?
No, I didn't.
Are you a comic guy? Do you like comics?
I've never really gotten into them in the past. Like, so as a child, I wasn't allowed to have comics, and so I just really never got into them.
Okay.
Yeah, when I became an adult and started buying my own stuff, it was just never like it. I probably would enjoy them very much, but it's just one of those things. Like, I just never got into it, but I probably would read it.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 for Curse of Osiris that were pretty good. This one is the best one by far, because it actually has tie-ins to, like, the Destiny that we're in right now. It's pretty cool. I'll link them all in the Gen chat later. So they're talking about that, and then, yeah, what I was talking about, they have the 2 developer insights. If you guys have not watched those, go watch them. I retweeted them out and everything, so all of you guys should be up to date. But essentially, it's just like, what did the developers have in mind for, in this one, Exotics and Crucible, and then this one for the Warmind in general. In the latter one, you actually get to see Zol, giant worm. It actually, if you slow down, he looks more like a dragon, it looks like, which is pretty cool. So we're going to get to talk about that. So now, our first bits of new information right here, our patch note preview. In previous articles, we've been diving deep into the details of design goals for some of the larger changes coming in Season 3. There's quite a bit more to Destiny Update 1.2.0, so here's a quick overview of the feature changes and bug fixes that will also be deployed next week. So, as a short-term solution, vault space has been increased from 200 to 300 items. So you get 100 additional spaces in the vault. Short-term solution. That's good because I'm going to be throwing stuff in there. I really want to see like separated vault space, different collections and stuff, but for now, that's pretty good. They also say multi-emote is here. You can now configure all 4 emote options with player-selected emotes. This is one thing that we talked about last week, JC, that I'm very excited that they're doing, is that you have every emote that you own on you at once now. You no longer have to go to the vault and stuff. Can you think of a reason that would not have been in the game, like, initially? That seems like such, like, a really solid concept. I can't imagine why.
Most pseudo-RPGs or, you know, looter shooters have have emote wheels, and, you know, you can switch between them on the fly, you know, anymore. You know, Borderlands I don't think did, but I'm Borderlands 3 probably will have some type of emote system. But yeah, emote wheels, I don't understand why it wasn't in the game. Like, but it's good that they're adding it. It's great that they're adding it.
And so, I'm glad, like, I think we talked about last week, I want to get to a point where, you know, I have every emblem on my character at one time, and I don't have to fly back to the tower and do all that.
Yeah, that's silly, too, because there's so many times where I have to just delete an emblem out of my inventory, and I don't want to, but, like, then my postmaster fills up with emblems, and you don't want that either. So. Agreed.
I think any chance that you have to decrease the tediousness of play, so anytime I have to fly back to the tower just to get something, that's obviously putting a stop to my playtime. It's making me have less fun. And I get going there to like decrypt and to turn stuff in. That makes a lot of sense. But just to grab an emblem and then fly back out to space, no, you know?
Yeah, well, just to fly out to the tower and then flying back to, and like even if you have to run there just for one thing, that's a 5 to 10 minute trip just there. Like, it's not a quick, you know, load in, load out thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely interrupts your gameplay.
Agreed. Guided games will now feature a Leviathan guide emblem that tracks the number of raid encounters and raids a player has completed as a guide. That's actually pretty cool. This emblem rewards a unique aura for 14 days after the player completes a raid as a guide. Once a week while the aura is active, guiding a raid to completion grants 1 bright engram. That's actually really awesome for Bungie to do right there. Guided games is seen kind of across the community as kind of like a big failure. It never really took off like Bungie wanted it to. But I think adding incentives such as bright engrams and unique aura, an exclusive emblem, that kind of stuff, I think that's exactly what the Sherpas and the community want to see. And I think that's a brilliant idea. I'm pretty excited about that myself.
Well, yeah, they need to reward players who help other players through activities that they probably wouldn't finish otherwise. So
exactly.
Just, yeah, give them reason to help other people other than your clanmates or, you know, your close friends.
Exactly. A new inventory category has been created that will contain pursuit tracking items, such as those for exotic quests. Items in the pursuit category are specific to each character and not shared across the account. That's pretty cool. So, Rat King, Legend of Acarius stuff, none of that will take up your inventory anymore, which is very nice. In-game audio settings were added or revised. Weekly lockouts for raid and raid lair rewards are now class-based. Players running multiple characters of the same class will receive rewards only the first time they run the raid or raid lair in a given week. Oh, God. Well...
No, that's good, because...
Well, I mean, not for Retool, it's not. Not when we're going to try to run all 6 raids on that on next Wednesday. Just don't tell them. Just, God,
I'm not saying anything, but, like... You don't want people... You want people to play with every character.
I agree. As a person who started Destiny with 3 hunters, I 100% agree that if you are playing with multiples of one type of character, you are not getting the full Destiny experience. I've been there.
And I mean, like, even as content rich as it's going to be, like, if you got gear for the one character on all 3 characters, like, you could... I mean, that's what people were doing in Destiny 1. They were doing 3 of one character, getting all the raid gear, you know, the first couple of weeks, and then, you know, what's the incentive for them to continue playing raids and things like that. So it's a smart move, and I don't see why you wouldn't have one of each character, because they're all fun to play with. They're, you know, they all have their strengths and weaknesses. I know you love your Warlock, so...
Oh, jeez. You know, I mean, even... Okay, so for... As much as I dislike playing Warlock, with 1.1.4, they are significantly easier to play. Like, I don't feel like a butterfly anymore. And even though I don't like them as much, I would still rather have a character that I don't like as much than a second character of something I already have. And like I said, that's coming from a guy who, from taking King to, I don't know, right after the April update-ish, probably even further than that, I had 3 hunters. Like, I avidly played on 3 hunters. And then one day I was just like, you know what? That's not fun. It's the same thing. If you really want to change content up, you know, when I go into Crucible with a Titan versus a Warlock, it's a completely different game. Yeah. And I definitely, that's definitely, I like that. I like that a lot.
I agree.
Let's see what, I just asked chat if they like it. I'm waiting to see. Yeah, a lot of people, yeah, okay, it seems like some people do have multiples of the same character, which is very interesting. But I do agree with what Arlo says here, sort of, to an extent. People who play 3 of the same character are cheating the progression. I mean, to an extent, that's not wrong. And then since Destiny 2 is launched, if you have multiple Titans or multiple Warlocks or whatever, your weekly reset things, your milestones, only cash in on your first character. So this is just kind of like a further continuation of that. It's very interesting, though.
Yeah, I think, like... I don't know where I was going with that. Go ahead. I had an idea.
I agree.
Yes, completely.
Fixed an issue with collections where event emblems would not show up unless the players owned Curse of Osiris. That's a weird one. Fixed an issue where players would encounter a black screen upon loading up to the tower. That's the 5th time they've fixed that now. Fixed an issue where Cade was offering only 1 treasure map for Mercury. Of course, all the patch notes will be published on May 8th, shortly before Warmind becomes available. And, yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. Next one, more exotic sandbox updates. First one, Risk Runner. We kind of saw this. We can watch it again. Hopefully this isn't too loud. One sec. So, Risk Runner, they gave the Arc Conductor perk increased resistance to incoming arc damage, an additional 50%, and enabled it in the Crucible, meaning if you take arc damage in the Crucible, you will take less damage, which is very interesting because in this clip, you actually see the guy shooting him with an arc weapon, and he's taking less damage.
Well, that guy tanked a lot of damage and went through those guys. So yeah, you'll enjoy this if you haven't seen it yet.
I'm really interested with that change because there's nothing in Crucible. There's no reason in Crucible to not run a certain type of element, and right here you're now putting arc at a disadvantage. Like if you're going into Crucible, you should probably make all your Crucible guns not arc. And with the new changes to shields, where matching elements do 3 times the amount of damage and mismatched elements do 2 times the amount of damage, because energy weapons do additional damage to people in their supers, I'm guessing there's going to be some correlation there. So if you have a chance, because the solar supers in the game are pretty much the most dangerous, followed by arc, I would probably make them all solar, just because I know like a lot of people don't use Risk Runner, but this is going to make it a lot more common. And if you do happen to come on to someone, upon someone running the Risk Runner, I mean, that guy he just took like a full mag. Yeah. He was fine. So it's very interesting.
Well, you know what that means, though? It means that they're going to come up with a Risk Runner type gun for each element. They have to now. Like, if they're gonna do that, like, you kind of, like, you can't do, well, this one does extra, or takes extra, you know, resistance from arc and not have a void and a solar one. So I mean, I'm interested to see what other perks, because I'm sure the other, like, the normal perks are going to be a little bit different, but they have to kind of do a gun for each one now.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, but I think they have to do it in weird ways. I don't think they should all, like, I don't think they should Thunderlord Nova Mortis it or whatever.
No. Like they did with the swords. Like each sword had a different animation.
Exactly. Yeah, do that. Yeah. I agree with that. Make it so like a hand cannon is solar, it makes you take less solar damage, and then there's something quirky about it. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, they don't all have to be SMGs, but yeah, make a weapon in each element do the tanking thing. And
I definitely agree with that. Everyone just joining us in chat, welcome. How long are we going to be streaming? As long as it takes us to get through this. We usually stream for about an hour. I do have an exam tomorrow, but it's my final one, so I'm just kind of like, whatever. So we're gonna be going. Sweet business. This one is really interesting, but only for one reason. I don't think it'll be that interesting if you don't have an auto reloading thing. This guy does shoot forever, but it's mostly because he's wearing the Lunafaction boots. They did give it almost 1,000 max ammo capacity, 999. So on Callus, because this is already a top DPS weapon, I would not imagine, or I would not be surprised if this does become like a top DPS on that raid, because not only are you able to get a huge amount of skulls with the sweet business, you could damage Callus for pretty much ever. So it's definitely going to be pretty good for that, I imagine. You know, it's one of those things. It's not the most interesting change. That won't help it in PvP at all. But I think it's one of those fun weapons.
Then that's not the exotic, or that's not the masterwork, is it?
No, no. That's also something to point out. I don't know what the masterwork is going to be. It already gets nearly max range, I believe, with whenever you hold it down. So the only thing I could think that they do with the masterwork is maybe give it a way faster reload speed, potentially.
I'm guessing like they're gonna do some like, because they don't have to just buff, like most of the masterworks we've seen, they buff like normal stats, but they don't have to do that like and with the masterwork, so they can add some, they can even add another perk. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but I think it'd be kind of cool if they did.
Yeah, right. Like I mean, we'll have to see. We don't know to what extent they're gonna do. Like, we know that they made Vigilance Wing full auto, so I mean, it's very I mean, you're right, they could potentially add another perk to this, but it's I mean, we won't know until next week probably, which is very interesting. The next one, Darcy. We actually haven't seen this one, and I rip on Darcy a lot. This sniper rifle now grants 4 times damage, holy shit, once locked on a target. The exact scaling depends on activity, difficulty, light, level, delta, etc. It shouldn't take a master strategist to figure out how this will benefit you in PvE. Any Crucible combat snipers will also want to give this gun a try. It's got a 7-round magazine, reduced zoom for closer engagements, and an aim assist stat. That's a lot of S's put together. Retuned to be more generous when you haven't locked a target yet for better results while drag sniping. That's really interesting. So they're using against Argos here.
I just heard Z like get all giddy about that. So
yeah, for real. Oh, and it's when you lock on, it's not like a single bullet here. So a regular bullet on Argos does 32,000, 33.
Oh, sorry.
And then whenever you lock on, continuously, bam, 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 he's hitting for 56,000. Nearly, so in PvP, or PvE, nearly doubling, which is very interesting. And I mean, it makes snipers viable against bosses again, which is very interesting.
That's what we've been asking for, like, give us something else to use other than rocket launchers. And this, I mean, this is more of a consistent DPS than the rocket launcher, especially, like, you can get more shots downrange without reloading, something like that. So I'm just curious to see us do tests, like, do one run with just rockets and then one run with, say, Darcy, and we can kind of see, you know, which one does better sustained DPS. I think that'll be exciting. I enjoy doing stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone in chat, I really want to, we've kind of already discussed these previous two on Twitter and stuff. Main point of the show, discussing with you guys. What do you think about this? I want to see this in PvP, a 4 times damage multiplier. I mean, in PvP, that means Darcy will now be able to body shot when you lock on. I guess that comes with the trade-off. You know, a lot of the maps in PvP are really small, but if you find, like, the good lanes, like on Shores of Time, if you camp behind B, like on the weird crash ship thing, I mean, you're going to be able to get a lot of one-shots. It's very interesting. It'll be weird, man. It'll be very weird.
Say 4 seconds you have to hold it on before you get the extra damage?
I don't think it said. I think it just said, yeah, once locked on a target. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm guessing it'll do like a beeping or like it'll have some kind of audio indicator as it's locking on.
That's crazy. That's really cool. I think the only two exotics we have not seen the changes for yet are Prospector and Sunshot, and that makes me a little bit nervous because Sunshot's pretty good already, but like Prospector sucks and like it needs good. Vegan in chat says I say buff it even more in PvE. That's really interesting. Zandy says yes, finally this is what we want. I agree with that. My only problem with this is if this happens, now you have an exotic sniper being just as viable as a legendary rocket launcher. So I think I want to see these changes in damage and PvE in general for snipers be kind of across the board, boosted up just a little bit more. But I like this because it'll make... This is kind of the first exotic perk, if I'm not mistaken, ever, really, that really makes an exotic truly do more damage. I guess kind of like Gallowhorn, but that wasn't in like Gallowhorn's description. It wasn't like does more damage or whatever. I think this may be...
What about the gun named after the podcast?
The last word?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, pre-nerf. Yeah, you're right.
Pre-nerf.
Pre-nerf.
Yeah, aiming down, or from the hip, it did more damage.
Right, yeah. I forgot about pre-nerf. Okay, that's fair. And I guess final round on Thorin and stuff. But
Yeah.
this is the most interesting case. And I like when they do stuff like this because like they're being very unique with how they do these things, which I like a lot. I think that's good. Sniper rifles are cool, so that's kind of fancy, but also scary. Yeah, I'm pretty scared. Arlo, will Darcy body shot insta? Because they said it varied by activity, so it might not. I really think it will, because, I mean, even if it just does twice as much damage, you're going to body shot someone. Borealis can body shot now, so it makes sense that they would make Darcy be able to as well if you hold it there. Dude, like you said, Z's going to be very excited there. It's crazy.
He probably already is.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's listening.
Oh man! All right, the next one, next section is something I'm very excited for. Heroic strike modifiers. On top of this, I want to know what they're doing in terms of rewards, because just adding modifiers on something isn't going to fix it. So right off the bat here on screen, we have very cool looking modifiers, green and red. You know, usually in Destiny we have the very plain just white modifiers. So I like this, and you know, things obviously make you more strong and less strong. So that's pretty cool. So it says Destiny updates 1.2. So just all the previous updates have brought quality of life changes to Destiny 2. Update 1.2.0 is almost here to bring more community requested features to the table. Daniel Ockenpaw has details on the upcoming heroic strike modifiers and the new legendary Nightfall challenge card. That's something I'm interested in. Dan says, in Season 3, we've increased the baseline difficulty of heroic strikes to make combatants more aggressive and make the experience feel more heroic. In addition, at any given time, the heroic strike playlist will have 3 modifiers on it. 1 burn rotates weekly. Yes, rotates weekly. 1 advantage rotates daily, and 1 disadvantage, which also rotates daily. That's a very weird way of doing it. Here's a quick rundown of what you can expect in those categories. So in burns, of course, you have the Arc, Solar, and Void, which increases your damage by 25%, but you also take 25 more percent of that damage. The advantages, which once again rotate daily. Brawler, double melee recharge rate and damage. Grenadier, double grenade ability recharge rate and damage. Heavyweight, triple power ammo drop rate. Oh my god. Double power weapon damage. Jesus Christ. Okay, that might be pretty fun. And disadvantage, glass players' health and shields are halved, but recharge rates are doubled. That's really interesting. Blackout, radar is disabled, and enemies do 20 times increased melee damage. Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
Iron, enemies no longer stagger. That's like super light switch. That's gross. Yeah. Iron, enemies no longer stagger, and health pools are increased by 50%, and grounded, players take 5 times damage while airborne. Jesus Christ. The advantages were like, here, you're pretty powerful. The disadvantages are just like, everything's going to kick your ass. That's, you know, that's it.
Yeah, everything's going to one-shot you.
That's crazy, man. Oh, goodness. Okay, Legendary Nightfall Challenge card. Players will now be able to take their rare challenge card Desert and upgrade it to a Legendary Challenge card.
Oh, I like that.
That's interesting. Doing so adds more customization options to the card. The legendary cards allow you to select 1 burn, 1 advantage/disadvantage, and 2 additional disadvantages. With the exception of glass, all other advantages and disadvantages listed above in the heroic strike section can be applied to the new challenge card. Additionally, there are a few disadvantages unique to the legendary challenge card you can select. Bungie's just all about, like, they're being straight up sadistic right now, okay? But, unique challenge card disadvantages. Extinguish, return the fire team to orbit on a wipe. I like that one a lot. Famine, ammo drops reduced by 50%. Match game, players must match their damage to the damage type of an enemy's shield. Attrition, health regeneration is slowed greatly and enemies drop health orbs. That's really interesting. Momentum, health regenerates only when the player is moving. Okay, well, that looks like it won't be hard at all.
Well, I like because they know everybody already has everything from Xur right now, and everybody's gonna have everything from Xur pretty quickly. You know, probably a couple months into the DLC. So this gives something for Xur to sell that people will actually go visit them every week.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and they didn't clarify if it'll cost anything though.
Oh, I'm sure it will, but I mean, like, it's not like you don't have like 3,000 legendary shards sitting around.
Yeah. How are they going to buff Prometheus lens? That's a really good question. Okay, so they're also. So I agree. This is very interesting because I want to see what they do with the rewards with heroics because they're making them super hard. But why? Why would I run heroics? But this has to do with only the Nightfall right here with the updated score, which we're going to talk about right now. Emblem variants, auras, and token reward bonus par scores have been updated to the following. So right now they're 20, 40, 60, and 80,000. They are going to 30, 60, 110, and 200,000. So they expect scores to just be out of this world with this update. As a reminder, when you reach a new record par scores for a specific Nightfall, you increase your chances to earn the associated Nightfall unique reward. That's interesting because that almost sounds like whenever you hit it once, you always have a higher chance. We'll be watching community scores closely upon update 1.2.0 is released, or once it's released, and we'll let you know if any adjustments need to be made. 1 second, Jay-Z, listen to that. As a reminder, when you reach new record par scores for a specific Nightfall, you increase your chances to earn the associated Nightfall unique reward. Does that not sound like you hit it once and then it's always a higher chance?
From the wording, but I think the par is like every time. Like,
yeah,
say it's a par of, we'll just use a 50,000. I know that's way low, but so anytime you go over 50,000, you get, say, a 40% chance of getting the drop, and before that it's a 10%. So I'm just throwing numbers out there, but it does sound like they said once you hit it, because that would also make sense. Like, you go for it your first time, and then like you don't after that, you can do a lower difficulty to just get through it faster, to farm it, and then do it. So either way, it works, I guess. But
yeah.
I'm
gonna tweet at DMG, and see this mean once you hit a par score once. He's pretty good at responding. There we go. Okay, tweeted at him. Hopefully we get a response there, but he's pretty good at that. We are excited to see players reaching the new top scores. Yeah, that'll be really interesting, like what scores people can get to here, because you can have 4 additional disadvantages, which of course will make your score just crazy now. Can't wait for things to be harder than they are. I'm glad we grinded out everything when we did. That's all I'm saying. I'm pretty excited for the new stuff, though. Doom. Okay. The next one looks like it has to do with Eververse, and I'm pretty excited with this. Prismatic Matrix. In the January development update, we spoke of shifting the balance of vanity content in favor of activity rewards rather than purely through Eververse. I like where this is going. We first addressed this balance by adding vanity rewards to Crucible, Nightfall, Strikes, and Raid activities. To further improve the overall Eververse experience, a new feature we are calling Prismatic Matrix will debut in Season 3. This feature has been developed with 3 key goals in mind. The first one, give players more control over how they earn Eververse items. The second one, offer a more predictable path each week that guarantees access to specific items. And 3, drop fewer duplicate items. At the release, the Prismatic Matrix will feature 10 Eververse items from Season 3 each week it is active. Each item within the Prismatic Matrix is on a knockout list, which means that every player is guaranteed to receive all featured items for a given week by the 10th activation. Earning items via Bright Engrams, Bright Dust, or previous Matrix activations will also knock the rewards off this list. In turn, each activation guarantees players an item that they have never previously required. That's really... So how do you activate it? Prismatic Matrix connects to new distribution nodes for the duration of the week, with each activation guaranteeing an item never previously acquired in the Eververse stock.
I like that.
It doesn't show. With your first well-rested level up each week, you'll earn a Prismatic Facet, allowing one free use of the Prismatic Matrix. Oh, they're telling us how to use it. Duh. I should have read. Prismatic Facets stack up to 3, so make sure to have proper inventory space before earning a rank up on a given week. So that's pretty cool. So you have 3 each week that you can earn. Players can also purchase more activations for 200 silver each. Outside of the Prismatic Matrix, players may continue to earn bright engrams each time they level up, and they can still purchase these engrams if they want a chance to get everything from Season 3 catalog. Additionally, we're increasing the number of items available from tests each week with Bright Dust from 14 to 18, so that's pretty cool. We want to continue experimenting and evolving Eververse to improve player experience and give more paths to earn Eververse rewards. Please give us your feedback once Season 3 begins, and we are dedicated to improving these systems moving forward. So I don't understand, I don't know if you could pick, because so once you get a Prismatic Facet from your first well-rested level up each week, allowing one free use of the Prismatic Matrix. So I wonder if you can go into there and pick something specific. That's almost what it sounds like.
I don't think specific, but I think like each node might be tied to a type of item, like ships, sparrow, armor piece, whatever, and you might be able to pick that node. But I don't think you can pick a specific, like, I want the so-and-so ship, that type of thing. But I mean, if you pick that node, if you haven't got that ship yet, you have a higher chance of getting that, I guess.
Oh, so, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I wish they would have said. Each activation guaranteeing an item never previously acquired from the Eververse stock. So yeah, maybe you just you get one of these 10 things. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean that's really cool.
No, it's better than the system they had before. So
it's very interesting. And if you don't want any of those 10 items because they stack up to 3, you can just save them until next week. It's very interesting.
But do you think it'll show? I don't think it'll show the item. I think it's just like a random item from that loot pool that you don't have.
Well, yeah, but so it shows you 10. I know. Are you reading it?
I'm looking at your screen.
Okay, so there's the 10 here. So I think if you activate it, you get one of the 10, and then you're done. But every week that resets. So there will be a different 10, and then a different 10.
So you think it's similar to what Tess is doing now, where she's selling certain things.
Yeah.
Instead of that, you just get one of those things in that loophole.
And I think if that looks like almost like a huckleberry ornament or a risk runner ornament up on the top left. So if you want that one, and so you just wait till it's in the matrix rotation and then spend all your prismatic facets, and boom, you have a high chance of getting it. That's at least what it says to me. I don't know.
It's got to be one of those two things. Either you get to pick a node with a specific type of item, but it's random of something you don't have, or it's just like her inventory now. Only you get a guaranteed item from that inventory.
Right. Let's see what chat thinks. Phoenix, I love this idea because every single bright engram I've gotten was a ship or a sparrow, and they suck. This is really interesting, man. I mean, I like what they're doing. They're being very open with this. They want people to get everything. I like it. It's very interesting. I'll have to play with it myself. And one other thing they don't clarify, which I wish they did, with your first well-rested level up each week, you'll earn a prismatic facet. Is that per character? Is that on,
I'm guessing it's account-wide.
Account-wide?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's very interesting. It's something, like I said, I'll have to really play with.
They say you're first of the week, not first per character of the week. So that's saying it's only one.
Yeah.
You're literally your first one.
Yeah, that's fair. Run of the show. So here's the information about Warmind, which I'm pretty excited about. Looks like the DLC will be 50 gigabytes on Xbox. Jesus Christ. Okay. Better be a big one. It's supposed to launch at... Does it launch during this time? Servers will be offline for maintenance on May 8th. During this time, 1.2.0 will become available to players. Yeah. So it's supposed to fix, it looks like, at 2 Eastern. But they said 1 up here, if I'm not mistaken.
So you said that's 50 gigs?
Yeah.
It wasn't Destiny 2 launch 50 gigs?
Oh, maybe that's just what it requires. I don't know. It just says right here, required... Yeah, storage space needed for download, 50 gigs.
Yeah, so it's... I think it was like 54 gigs, you know, originally. Because, you know, I downloaded the game. I didn't buy the disc.
Yeah, interesting.
So it sounds like the same size as the base game.
I swear they said that they were aiming for like 1 o'clock somewhere. Interesting. Okay. Wait, maybe it was at the top of the... Yeah, interesting, because they make it sound like here that it won't be available until 2. Very interesting. Well, we'll have to see. Then known issues, the final stuff, and then the closing for this. I think we're at 5 more sleeps until Warmind. Depends on your caffeine intake. It's pretty funny. Tuesday, Warmind goes live at 11 a.m.
Off my map.
At 11. Oh,
That's 1 o'clock. Wait, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Yeah, it is 2. Sai, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Goes live at 11 a.m. Yeah, so that's weird. It will go live an hour later than normal, which is weird. And then May 11th, Spire Stars goes live at 1. Who among you will take the challenge head on? We got a team. We're ready. I'm so excited. Like, I'm glad we got Thursday night to work out. So everyone in chat that really likes keeping up to date with this kind of stuff, we have our world's first team all together. We're ready. Thursday night, we're going to be running all the raids to level up and stuff. I'm pretty excited about that. And
yeah, that was the night I wanted, and I'm glad everybody could do it, because Tuesday would not have been as good, I don't think.
And it makes sense, because we can, we end, or, we end the night doing the raids, we get up, and we kick ass. That's what I'm excited for. So, I'm really...
Well, I'm planning on grinding up until the raids, get settled for the raid anyways the next day. Because I called it off for the raid.
Like the day?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, I think we all did, right? Oh, not Josh. He better not be late. I will murder someone. No, we'll be fine. And then this is really important for everyone in the stream. As a reminder, Season 2 ends with the launch of Warmind. This is your final weekend to earn Season 2 rewards from your activities and bright engrams. Make sure to check with the Vanguard, Crucible, Iron Banner, and Trials of the 9 for your last chance to earn your Season 2 ornaments before they are gone. So if you want any of those ornaments before they are gone, definitely need to... get on it, because you don't have much time, especially with the Iron Banner one. It's going to be crazy. Man, I'm so excited. This is going... I know you like to control your expectations and stuff. They've been so open with everything here. I mean, they've created really amazing just updates that none of us really asked for. I'm a little bit disappointed that Heroic Strikes don't seem to have any additional rewards.
Yeah, that's probably the only negative part of this whole, update. Not negative, but I wish that they would have. Why can't they put I don't know, even put not even the Nightfall stuff, but why can't you just throw some stuff together?
I agree.
It shouldn't take that much development time to put a few new perks on a gun and put a new skin on it, just to give us something to grind for, that type of thing. So I don't know. I think they'll eventually be in there, because it's silly for them not to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it was around Taken King when they did it in Destiny 1, so we're coming up.
I'm hoping we get to a point where Nightfall rewards are weapons and armor, and then Heroic Strike rewards are like the ghost and the ship and stuff. Yeah. So you still get themed rewards, but they're just not as useful in Heroic Strikes, but you have a reason to go and farm them. And then in Nightfalls, it's boom, you get the high-end stuff. Well, speaking of which, I still need to farm that auto rifle, because it looks really good. But it's just I think after this update launches and they redo everything, because with the revamped Crucible, with private matches, with the weekly rotating stuff, with new game modes, like the limited time game modes and stuff, literally the only thing in Destiny that will be kind of quote-unquote useless will really be the heroic strikes. So I hope maybe they have like a secret thing, like, you know, they are bringing seasonal faction ranks with this, so maybe like the Vanguard will be like, you know, when you hit rank 50 or something in the season, you get this crazy awesome legendary, and then your reason to go run heroic strikes is to grind out those levels or something. But as of right now, it seems like they might be kind of useless. Let's see.
Yeah, you don't want to make any current content in your game useless. And I kind of agree with you, because why would you run those over regular strikes other than the modifiers? But what do the modifiers do other than make it more difficult?
Yeah, so, I agree.
Like, just run a nightfall at that point in time. You know?
I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see some, because they did go the route of adding specifics to nightfalls only. It'll be really interesting to see how they do that, like how they fix it. The way I suggested is like the only way I can really think of, but they're Bungie, they'll come up with something creative and everything will work out. But I mean, like with this stuff, so let's go over what we get with season 3 and expansion 2 and season 3 real quick. So just as a recap to everyone, so in season 3 we get the Crucible ranking systems, the freaking Raedrix's Claymore, which is going to be just freaking awesome. They were posting clips of that thing killing, just gross.
No, I watched the gameplay of that. Well, cause I watched that.
Yeah, the
video.
dog. Yeah,
yeah.
0.6 second time to kill when you have that perk activated.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to be, because it's a slow fire rate, so you have to be on target. So
yeah,
like at least they made it something where you can't just sit there and spam it, like, you know, like a fast one. So.
Ratul and I have a team, but there's only 3 of us, so if you want in, if you're done farming PvE by before, you know, as we're waiting for the raid to launch and stuff, you can join us. Yeah, we'll do it. We're gonna try to grind for it really hardcore when there's like less great players on, and then like in the weeks to come we'll help more people get it, but we want to go ahead and just get it right off the bat. So my plans for the DLC, and for everyone watching here, this is what I plan to do. The first day is gonna be all campaign, and then just video as much as I can. If I get any of the exotics, any secrets, that kind of stuff. Day 2 is doing that night, because I'm not sleeping. That night / day 2 is going to be all like weekly milestone stuff. And then once I complete all weekly milestone stuff, between that time and the raids, Thursday night, it's pretty much going to be all Crucible trying to get that thing. Because they've been highlighting it in PvP, but I've got a very strong feeling that in PvE, that's going to be a very good weapon as well. And it'll be a good kinetic to have for the raid, I think. So that's what I'm going for.
You think you'll be able to get to that rank by?
I don't know. That's an excellent question.
I'm hoping that it's not that easy to get to it, but you know, it will only help us if you have it. Like, just giving us another option.
On a team with Ratul though, like, we'll see, because we'll win every game. It's just how many games do you need to win is the question. So, you get the exotic updates, and then we can go into with the actual expansion. Oh my gosh, escalation protocol. I forgot about that. The raid layer. Oh, we can talk about this. I don't know if you saw the picture for the raid layer, but it looks like Cabal are attacking the Spire. So people are thinking that the rest of the Red Legion is coming, and they're just going straight after Callus, because their last grab for power is going to be like, let's get the Leviathan. So we'll have to go and protect Callus, which I think would be a very interesting dynamic.
So if we'll protect him, then he'll turn on us, and then we fight him?
Maybe. I also have this really cool theory I want to see come to fruition one day. I think I was telling Turtles about this. You might have been in the party. In the Collector's Edition for Destiny 2, and the Unlimited Edition, came with the Cabal lore. It says that the Cabal Emperor he had Ahamkara bones that he used to kind of stay in power. Because they're magic and stuff. And his daughter actually crushed him. But it means that the Cabal have some connection to Ahamkara. So I think it would be just an insane twist if we're defending the thing, the Emperor. We get up to the top of the spire. He's like, "Come get your reward," blah. And then there's just like an Ahamkara pretending to be Callus. I think I that is like there's
a second fake Callus.
Yes, but there's like a 0.000001% chance of that happening. But like my mind would just explode there on the stream. I'd be dead, but it would be so worth it.
So it'd be the Halo 2 ending all over again.
Yes, exactly. But no, in reality, it's probably just Red Legion, and we'll have to kill some big Red Legion guy. Maybe even his daughter. That'd be a really interesting dynamic if we had to kill Callus's daughter.
As long as the raid is fun, and the boss is fun, and the areas leading up to it are fun, I do not care who it is, honestly.
Agreed. I'm so excited for that day, man. I love blind raids.
Well, I mean, they did, like, they improved, obviously, on boss fight with Eater, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then they know that we want sub-bosses, so the next big raid should have at least one sub-boss and then the main boss. But if not, as long as the encounters are fun, you know, that's all that matters. You know, fun.
Yeah.
Enjoyment.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. You know, they've knocked these last few out of the park. I mean, give Leviathan as much crap as you want. Fundamentally, it's still an awesome raid. It does get a little bit tedious at times, and the rough launch didn't help it at all. But I mean, they've never done a bad raid. I have so much faith in the raid team at this point. I'm pretty excited.
From everything from dogs to the puzzle, or not the puzzle, the running puzzle was our favorite one to start out the raid.
Gauntlet, yeah.
Gauntlet was our favorite encounter. I mean, now it's kind of tedious, but starting out, that like it was that, and then dogs and like pools has been all right. Like it's a cool little area, but the Callus fight's pretty sweet. That can get tedious too, but we finally got it down.
Yeah, that was what I really liked about Argos, is there was a super like beating it the first time. It was like, how the hell does anyone do that much DPS? And then we got it, and then it was never a problem for us again. I really like that feeling right there, because that feeling, that first day, we did it with Callus. I say it every time we stream. It's like, just think about how in 2 weeks we'll be speedrunning this raid, and it always like blows my mind, because I'm like, there's no way this is so hard. We'll never. And then 2 weeks later, we're doing it freaking blindfolded with Pickle Rick masks on. You know, like it's like that's my favorite thing, and we have such a smart, well-rounded, awesome team this time. Like we have the puzzle solvers, and we have the people who can actually like do all the killing and do the mechanics, and this is going to be just the greatest raid race of all time.
Yeah, and I think we all complement each other. And we don't have people that like clash personality-wise, so we shouldn't be getting as like
irritated with each other.
Yeah, hopefully hopefully that's not happening this time. So.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I saw a question in chat that I wanted to answer, but I agree. I'm so excited, man. I think. Oh yeah, Sci-Fireman. Is Warmind going to be available for standalone purchase in the Microsoft Store? If I'm not mistaken, if you go to DestinyTheGame.com and you go to the Warmind expansion, you can already buy it separately. Do
you have to have Curse though?
No, they're selling them separately, which is something that a lot of people haven't been talking about, but is just a super awesome move on Bungie's part.
Well, Destiny 1, you had to have the previous.
Always. They always built off of each other. This is a really cool move.
I mean, I would recommend getting them just so you could have all the exotics and stuff like that. But
yeah, definitely. But with the thing with Microsoft is, the PlayStation Store, you can like go and you can see like 3 days, 4 hours until release. Microsoft doesn't do that. I think if you do it online, you might be able to pre-order it, but if not, once it goes live, you'll be able to, of course, get it.
I downloaded Destiny 2 like a week before it came out.
Oh, did you?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to check to see if you can do that with the update.
I think Curse was already, because I obviously worked the day Curse came out, and I think I just turned on my Xbox and it downloaded like a quick update.
Oh yeah.
I just loaded right into it because it downloads in the background.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I hope so, man. The faster we can jump into that, the better. I'm pretty excited about that. Sai, it's going to be fun to bump up to 350 light and run Leviathan. So that's one thing to keep in mind. They've already confirmed that due to achievement locking, if they brought up the normal raids, it would actually be interfering with like the terms of service of Microsoft or something. So the normal Leviathan and the normal Eater of Worlds are actually staying at the 300, I think that's right, light level. So they're not coming up. We don't know about Prestige, though. That's never been confirmed. So that's kind of up in the air. They brought Prestige up with Curse of Osiris, so I imagine they'll bring it up again to 370 or whatever. I
think we should, if we can get high enough light by Thursday, we should at least try it on one of the characters.
So I was thinking that, but you know, if they bring it up and it ends up, let's just spitball. So max light's 385, so let's just say that it's 370. And it's supposed to take us 2 weeks to get to 370. I don't know how well that would work. I'm up for trying. I agree.
Yeah.
But I think if we are expecting them to bring it up, which I am, I think we should probably plan on running normal, not Prestige. But I get what you're saying. I definitely, if possible, I do want to run Prestige because double rewards. Why wouldn't you? So
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's something we'll talk about this week. So
we'll talk about this plenty. Sai, I bought Osiris alone, but when I went to the Microsoft store, I got a message that said that Warmind was only available in a package with Osiris. Then you probably just have to wait for it to launch. Or, like I said, go to DestinyTheGame.com and go to the Warmind expansion page and pick Microsoft, and you might be able to buy it separately there. Yeah, I really think that's pretty much everything we have to talk about. Man, they just keep blowing me away with this stuff. Every week, I just get more and more pumped. I can't... Oh! Good update for next week while we're closing out. During the last word is actually when we are doing our raid runs. So if you guys have any questions about, you know, do we like Warmind? Is it a good DLC? What do we like? What's our favorite part? What's the part we don't like or whatever? Come to that stream and ask them because we'll be, you know, there'll be 6 of us. I'll be asking them to everyone, and we'll be having a good time, especially if it's normal Leviathan, because that's like autopilot at that point. We won't have to focus at all. So
we'll be goofing around quite a bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for this. It'll be awesome. That's all. That's my expectations. A pure awesome. I'm pretty excited. I think the smile says it all. But yeah, that's going to be this episode. So I've been Skarrow9. You can follow me at Skarrow9 on Twitter to keep up to date with all new live streams, videos, any secrets or stuff, especially during weeks like this where I'm doing finals. I'm not going to be making videos on everything, so I have been tweeting out a lot of stuff that you guys may probably be interested in. So go follow me over there to find that out. And then Jay-Z, do your thing, man.
I'm Jay-Z Basketball 25 on Twitter, and that's where you can find me.
Okay, there we go. So, once again, awesome episode, awesome information. I'm so excited. I just can't wait. Get this stupid final out and over with, and then have some fun. So, yeah, that is going to be the live stream.
I find that funny because some people take, like, you know, trips to Cancun. Skarrow is...
it's one of those things like in grad school I get 2 or 3 weeks off per year, and it's like I'm like consider like, is it sad if I use some of those or half of those on Destiny? I'm trying to think like what's the too far line, but yeah, man, I'm excited. This is, I mean, honestly though, I've been to the beach enough times. Destiny's better. I can have so much more fun on freaking Mars, you know, like
I completely agree, but like, you know, normally you hear the college kid go, "Oh, I can't wait to go on, you know, go to spring break or go to Cancun and party." Yep, we're partying in Destiny, guys. Partying in Destiny.
Yeah, man. Alrighty then. Oh, dude, Z just jumped in chat. Z, check the Darcy buff, man. Darcy, I might have to give in and use Darcy a little bit, but that's going to be the stream. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your faces. You know, keep it locked in the channel, especially after Tuesday. There's going to be a metric shit ton of content because anything that moves, I'm going to be filming it and I'm going to be putting it on my YouTube channel, okay? So, not really, but, you know, you guys get it. But, so, thank you once again. Have a fantastic night. Hype for Warmind, and I'll see you guys next time.
Peace!